Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and it's time for a channel update. I haven't done one for a little while. I don't like to do them too often because I kind of feel that I can cover a lot of ground in the actual individual project updates. However, I thought I'd just let you know what's been going on. Well, you've probably seen what's been going on, what's going to be happening, where the channel's sort of been going over the next few months, which, let's face it, will probably end up changing anyway. But I also wanted to give you guys a little bit of a roundup of my experience of the Warlord Games Open Day, which I attended on Saturday just gone. So the guys over at Warlord kindly invited me and a whole host of other content creators, including podcasters, YouTubers, writers, painters, all sorts, to come down and attend the Open Day. Now, this is an annual thing, and it kind of coincides with the launch of Bolt Action version 3, which is in about a week's time. So that was a big drive of the Open Day. Now, I actually attended one of the other Warlord Open Days back in, I want to say 2018, 2019. It's whenever they released the second edition of Black Powder, and this was when they were in their previous premises. And I remember asking them at the time, but even back then, is there going to be a War of the Roses supplement for Hail Caesar? And sort of getting a we don't, one day maybe, kind of response. That was even obviously before the Epic stuff came out as well. Anyway, this was a much bigger affair than when I went 6 or 7 years ago, whenever it was. When it was a set out definitely before any birds were singing. It took me about 2.5 hours to get to Nottingham, which is where their base is, just around the corner from Warhammer World and all of that those sort of other bits of parts of the Lead Belt. Yeah, I was powered by coffee all the way there, but I got there with good time and got there. There was a bunch of other content creators there that I got to chat with when I arrived, and then it was off on the tour. Now, the tour was run at various points through the day for anybody who was attending. I think they said there was about 250 people, or initial tickets that they sold, and they just went for everyone who attended. So we got to go and have a quick chat with John Stallard, who I did actually go back and have another chat with during the day. We got to go in and see the design team and look at the studio miniatures and what they're bringing out. So of course my eye went straight to the Epic Punic releases. I think a lot of the others were sort of looking at the 28mm Bolt Action and stuff like that, and I straight to have a look at the Punic Wall stuff. And if you haven't seen it already, it's confirmed. Then there are going to be more ghouls on the way. They have them on the screen there. I was chatting to the sculptor of the Epic stuff, that's Marco, and we had a look at the chariot, which is very cool. More strips of ghouls, which include standards and cornicans, which is brilliant because I think that's one of the things that it's not that it's missing from the Epic range, but I miss my flags. I miss flags in my armies. It's a bit weird, but to see that they've got standards and cornicans in there, that's very cool. They've also got Galatians, they've got fanatics, which look like they're going to be a laugh to paint. Lots of butts on display there, but obviously fairly quick to paint. If you're just going to slap some contrast on there, that's going to be done very quickly. And also individual command elements. Now, I hope those are, I didn't ask, I probably should have done, but I hope those are actually going to be on the sprue as individual command elements. I don't know if they're on there just as that's a design, and we'll see where they fit in, because individual command elements would be brilliant. You guys know I like building out my bases. When I show you what I've been working on, I'll show you what I've done with my ghouls, which will have its own update anyway, but you can use this stuff really well and really start to build out your bases in Hail Caesar. From there, we went to go and have a look at the resin production area. Everyone who we met was just so gracious with their time, because they don't work on Saturdays. They were there, everyone, they answered questions. Everyone was really nice and friendly, and all the other content creators that I met were just willing to chat as well. Everyone was just having a good time throughout the day as well. Just so many people would come up who've seen battle reports on the channel, and if that's one of you guys, just thank you very much. It was just great to hear, especially how many people like the Wars of the Roses stuff. It hasn't gone anywhere. It will be coming back, but there is only so much time. But I was really pleased to hear how well those battle reports are received, especially for Siege games as well. But yeah, that was really cool. So that was really nice to meet quite a lot of people actually, and just chat about sort of ideas and things for the channel. And yeah, so that'll be on the way. We also then went and looked at some of the metal production stuff, which was cool, and then the sort of like the packaging, and then we're just sort of released into the crowd, which was great. There were seminars held through the day with John Stallard and Rick Priestley, and I actually got to have a chat with Rick Priestley with some of my friends as well, which was really nice. I've got to do a big shout out to the Friends of General Haig. They were in a marquee outside on the open day, and they put on this amazing looking epic scale, so whatever you want to call it, 15mm, using the Warlords range, Napoleonic game, and it looked amazing. It was awesome. So that was truly a sight to behold. There were loads of games being played in there as well. There were demos of Bolt Action version 3. There was the Punic Wars in there. There was the I didn't really get a chance to have a proper look at it, but there's the new Vanguard board game that's going to be on Kickstarter, I believe, soon. That was in there as well. Skytrex were there. There was a chance to make and take models. They had extra, if you needed anything, they would go and get it from the warehouse. That was really cool. And I did end up, I went there with a sort of, I'm going to buy one box of miniatures. Of course, I walked away with quite a bit more. There was some demos being run for content creators just to try out Bolt Action version 3, and I was chatting with the guys from the Ministry of Miniatures. Tabletop Tommies were there. Kaiser from Modelling for Advantage was there, and I was chatting with Pete the Wargamer as well, and had a little demo of the third version 3 Bolt Action rules against him. I came off slightly worse. We only played sort of one and a bit turns, I think it was, but my tactics are not good. I'm not a big Bolt Action player. I think very much, obviously, it's coming out next week. The drive of the open day is his Bolt Action, and it was really, there's nothing like getting you interested in something by seeing other people enthusiastic about it. So seeing so many people enthusiastic about Bolt Action and chatting about the armies and the changes and what this means does start to pique your interest a little bit. So certainly you're not going to be seeing like a big shift to Bolt Action or anything on the channel. In fact, you probably won't see any Bolt Action on the channel or anytime soon anyway. I can't say there'll never be a game or anything on here, but I love my Hail Caesar, my bigger battles, and my black powder. So I'm very happy with that, and very sort of focused on what's going to be coming on the channel next. But in the game of Bolt Action that I played, the little changes that had happened, I did like. It had abstracted a few more of the concepts, which I maybe found a little bit more irritating in previous versions of the game, and they got rid of those. So that had, I don't like using the word streamlined, I think it's overused, but that had, it's not really a case of streamlining, it just got rid of something that would be a point of contention. So just get rid of it, you know, and if people want to play it the other way, then they can. So anyway, I suppose there's nothing to say that meant you couldn't have done it that way in the first place, but anyway, there we go. So overall, it was a great day. Like I said, I didn't actually get into any of the seminars because I was just busy chatting to people, looking at the games, and yeah, it was just very cool. Just hanging out basically with other people, members of the community, people who wanted to just chat about wargaming, which is obviously why we're all doing it. We do know that we are going to be getting things like the Italian Wars in the near future. There are plans for more Hail Caesar releases, though that's a little bit sketchy. I did try to find out if what the other Epic release might be, if a new Epic release, but they were being quite tight-lipped about it. I think that we can just be sure now that, you know, they've released, hang on, what have we had? We've had American Civil War, then we had Waterloo, their Black Powder, they've covered Pike and Shot with the Pusher Pike release, which covers ECW and 30 Years War, and we've just had the Epic Punic Wars. I don't know what's coming up next. My money would be on it being something for Hail Caesar, because Hail Caesar covers the biggest breadth of time, because so you could easily pick another campaign or battle or something and it be far enough away and far enough removed from the Punic Wars that it feels different. I've got some of my own ideas that I would like to see it as. I've got one in particular that I think would work really, really well. So we'll wait and see, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, this is probably enough of my face, and what I'll do is I'll just show you a couple of things that are coming up on the channel. I must just say a really quick thank you to and just a shout out to the lady who was running the burger van and the bacon roll van for the day, because she was going non-stop. I mean, she was there setting up when I got there at about 8:20, and I left sort of, I think it was about coming up for 5, and I never saw her take a break. She was going all day with bacon rolls and cups of tea and stuff, so that was awesome. So yeah, that was well deserved. Things that have been happening on the channel. At the time of filming this, the Soldiers of Napoleon Battle Report has been up for a couple of days, and the response has been amazing. So thank you very much. I wasn't too sure what the response was going to be to it. As far as I'm aware, it's not a really well-known set of rules. It's a set of rules that I've wanted to look at and Robin's wanted to look at. So to see such a big reaction to that, that's been great. And also the understanding as well, because we were just doing a learning game. So of course there's things we get wrong in the game. That's just the way it is. But there will be more Soldiers of Napoleon on the way. Robin's working on his own army. So all those miniatures in that battle report, they're all my miniatures, and they're about a third of my French and a third of my British. So there's quite a few more that can make it onto the table. There will be more black powder. I'm not saying I'm not going to be doing black powder again, but that will be coming as well. But there's only so many games and so much time that I can dedicate to doing battle reports, and I want to try and vary it a little bit across those periods and the games that I play. So you will see some stuff coming. That being said, I'm also going to be doing a review of this, which is the On Bloody Ground Caesar's Campaigns expansion from the guys over at Whip Miniatures. Now, you may remember a few months ago I did a review of the Hastings supplement and the Reconquista supplement. I don't know if supplement is the right word actually, because supplement makes it sound like they are supplemental to a overall rulebook, but in these you get the complete rules for the game anyway. So I don't know, age of book. It's for the Caesar one, so that's going to be coming soon as well. So expect a review of that. Right, I'm going to spin this around and I'll show you some of what I'm working on and what's coming up, and also what I bought. That's the main thing. What did I buy at the open day? Because I went with the idea of buying one box and I walked away with more. Okay, here we are. So here's my really filthy painting mat, cutting mat, whatever you want to call it. So let's just have a look at what I've been doing. I should have probably said earlier on in the video as well, the room is a bit of a tip at the minute because we're preparing for our gaming day. So I've got models everywhere, as well as loads and loads of stuff that's been sent for our charity raffle. But I'll show you what I picked up at Warlord Games. So first of all, they gave us these goodie bags, which is really cool, very generous. We got these this is General Anthony Clement, the guy who said, is it that nuts to the German commander? So that's the open day figure for 2024. Not quite sure what I'll do with him. Oh, this was so as we went round when we were at the resin production area, they showed us that they basically have a big box just full of resin miscast and that, and they just said if you want anything, take it. So I just stuck my hand in and sort of had a little rummage, and that came out, and I thought I could basically turn that into a piece of blown up terrain, maybe for World War II, for Acton Panzer, something like that. What have we got here? This is a grav car from ABC Warriors. I don't really know. I mean, I've read ABC Warriors when I was a kid, so that's cool. Might have a look at that. There we go. What have we got here? We've got some more paint, a brush, dog tags from the day. They'll get hung on the wall with the other ones. And this was the demo Siocast figure. So I don't think I mentioned this in the bit just now, but when we went around, they showed us how the Siocast work, and I've heard so much about Siocast. Obviously, you can see here, you know, people talking, is it bendy? Yeah, look, you know, there it goes, bendy. But the detail on this thing is mad. Look at that on the cloak. So they pressed these, they showed them sort of happening in front of us, and And then they gave us each this figure. We had a choice between sort of a bolt action one or a slain one. And I chose the slain one because I thought, well, maybe I could use this in Rangers of Shadow Deep or something. So that's pretty cool. But they also they gave us these 2 coins. Look, these are Scipio, Africanus, and Hannibal. So I can probably use those maybe in the campaign. Oh god, in Hail Caesar. So those were the sort of parts of the goodie bag. I'm going to swiftly fill up this desk. Let me show you what I bought. Okay, so I went and grabbed the boxes for the Carthaginian commanders. So you get Hannibal Barca in there, you get Hasdrubal, you get Mago. I just want some different looking commanders on the table. So as we got these, mix them with the ones I've already done, that should be more than enough. And I think there's some cool stuff to do with some command stands. So there will be a sort of an unboxing build and you know, showcase on that. And then we have the Roman counterpart with Scipio Africanus. We also have Semponius on there, Claudius Nero, and obviously the guy from Gladiator, which even though it's set about 300 years later, but you know, same guy. So I got those. They'll be making their way onto the battlefields and onto the channel. Also, for Epic, I picked up the elephant heads. Now, I've seen various sort of opinions on these, but you're only going to be buying them once. That was my kind of look at them. You're not going to be getting these lots of times, and it just made them look a little bit different. So I picked up these 3 resin alternative elephant heads. So you got one there with that Triarii. Is that a Triarii? Yeah, I think that is on there. It's Triarii, who's been taken away, or a Hastati. This one here, this battered elephant with lots of scars and a broken tusk. And then this one as well, which is got all the bling on it. So I just thought that, you know, it's a chance to get there, not looking at having to pay postage or anything like that as I'm there. So why not pick those up, and then we can, I've still got quite a few elephants to do. So so I can just vary them up a little bit. And very kindly as well, they threw this in, which is the Poor Perish Pachyderm, so the elephant casualty. So as I keep on losing my elephants in the game, I'll get that one sorted out and on. Also, as well, with the sad news about Paul Sawyer, who was going to be at the open day but was unfortunately too unwell to attend. This is the charity figure, which I'm sure everybody's heard about and knows about, which you can get from Warlord, and I encourage you all to go and have a look, and if you can get it, because the proceeds all go towards charity for Paul. But there he is. The likeness is absolutely uncanny and awesome. That is really nice. So I will be painting that up. I don't know if I'll be painting it up for use in game. Maybe I'll do a little display base or something like that. So that'll be fun to work on. So those are the bits to do with Epic and that. But I'll show you the main box, which I intended on buying, which will lead into what I've been working on. And that was this. So one of the main questions I keep on getting is, when am I going back to do the Zulus? Well, it's kind of happening now. I wanted some Natal native contingent. My other stuff that I used the Perries for my Zulus so far, and they do alternative heads that you can then use for Natal native contingent, but I wanted something that looked completely different to the Zulus that I currently had. So I picked up this, and I think there's going to be enough in here, and there's 32 in here, and the way I do my basing, I think I'm going to be able to create 2 units out of this, because they are not a warband unit as the Zulus are a warband unit, because these are organised roughly into some form of organised line. So these will be in my normal sort of free bases. I don't think there are any officers in here. They had white officers like this chap on the front, but I know that Perry do some, or I can always pick up some models sort of from Empress or elsewhere to chuck those in. So I've got those. So as you can tell, the Zulu stuff is on the way. Steve over on the Plastic Crack podcast has been working on them. These have been sitting on my desk for a while, so I've basically just cracked through and done some more. So here is a very quick look. This will all have its own. Each of these things will have their own updates, but here's a very quick look. That's the Evelyn Wood character from Empress. I've done another line regiment, or company rather. These are all Perrys, so these will be on the way soon in an update, along with Evelyn Wood down there. I've just got some other bits that I'm painting up as well, and some casualties. And as well, we have a whole box from Empress of Natal Native Horse, which I'm going to be working on. So these were already going to be, I already had these, and the intention was I'll finish those, and then of course the inevitable thing happened and I bought more. So that stuff's been finished there. Gallic Wars, we've got the Crackon game coming up, which is going to be the Battle of Gregovia, a big Crackon game, but obviously we are carrying on with Caesar's Gallic Wars here. These are other things that I've bought to sort of add to that. So here we have some, what are these? These are the Gallic archers that I'm just working through, just painting up. Probably get about 3 bases out of them for some skirmishers. And because the Romans are lacking in firepower, these are some Cretan archers, but these are from Foundry, because Warlord don't make any Cretan archers, I don't think, or maybe they do and I've completely missed them. But anyway, they're there, so I'm going to be sorting those out in the coming weeks to add into a game. And then, speaking of ghouls, I've been finishing off more epic stuff. Now there will be, again, its own video, but just a little sneak peek. That is all one unit. That is a large unit, as in the game large. That would be a standard unit, just if they were in line, and then you add 2 more bases in to make them large. But as you can see, I've snipped and cut some of these strips, look, so that you've got just like 4 guys there, and I've used spare slingers and the standard bearer. And the spare commander model to basically increase the value or the width, for what you get. Because with not a lot of effort, I've managed to take a standard unit and make it into a large unit, which in game should hopefully scare the Romans sufficiently. So there has been a lot going on. Very sort of pleased with everything that's going on the channel. Coming up, you can expect some more Punic Wars battle reports, because now we've got the fort, we've got ghouls to throw in, we've got commanders as well. I wouldn't be expecting a Zulu battle report anytime soon. There'll certainly be some more soldiers and Napoleon on the way. Wars of the Roses definitely, and of course there'll be some more Crusade stuff coming as well. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to do a little bit of a channel update, explain what's been going on, yeah, just stay in touch with you guys. So I hope you're all keeping well. Let me know what you think down below. What are these things are you looking forward to? Is it the Zulus? Are you looking forward to that? And I will stay in touch, and I will see you all again really soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.